Lesson 359. God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened. And all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
Hi there. Today, we're focusing on one of the most important concepts to understand. Have you ever felt confused about which voice to listen to in your head? Which one is the voice of the Holy Spirit, and which one is the voice of your ego? Let's dive into Lesson 359 and see if it can shed some light on this matter.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened. And all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
Father, today we will forgive your world, and let creation be your own. We have misunderstood all things. But we have not made sinners of the holy sons of God. What you created sinless so abides forever and forever. Such are we. And we rejoice to learn that we have made mistakes which have no real effects on us. Sin is impossible, and on this fact forgiveness rests upon a certain base more solid than the shadow world we see. Help us forgive, for we would be redeemed. Help us forgive, for we would be at peace.
In other words, sometimes, throughout this course, we have described different concepts as relatively easy, and that's because, in doing so, we aim to evoke a reality that might not be as accessible otherwise. We ask for guidance and receive it, we seek help in forgiving and are assisted, we call on the Holy Spirit for instruction and get responses, and so forth. And yet, we might still find ourselves confused quite often. If we listen to the voices in our head, can we be certain which voice is the voice for God and which comes from our ego? Have we ever made choices based on reasoning that seemed wise but were actually based on fear? Have we ever judged, and then rationalized our right to judge? Have we ever attacked and then rationalized our right to defend ourselves? Today's lesson offers a clear criterion to distinguish between the voice of our ego and the voice of the Holy Spirit.
God's answer is some form of peace.
When we hear the voice for God, we experience a sense of peace accompanying it. We may feel His love and a wisdom beyond what we're capable of in our ordinary state of consciousness. Let's consider a scenario where we feel angry with a brother. Our typical reaction might be to judge, condemn, punish, or avoid them. But now, as we seek to see things differently, we ask for help in forgiving them. When we receive the answer from God, it arrives with peace, accompanied by love, compassion, wisdom, and understanding, and possibly even joy. Our ego might persuade us that we need to confront our brother, punish them in some way, or simply avoid them for the time being. This voice of our ego comes with all the intensity and emotions corresponding to the perceived gravity of the situation. We might feel upset, angry, hurt, humiliated, betrayed, abandoned, or experience other strong and negative emotions. Additionally, if we are more sophisticated, our underlying rage and upset might be concealed behind a mask of a sense of duty, sacrifice, or some other elaborate trick that essentially denies the tension and conflicts waging within us. The voice of the ego emerges as our initial reaction, and it might seem that we can't do much about this automatic response. The ego gets to speak first. However, we still hold on to our free will, our power, and our responsibility. We have the option to pause. We can choose to be still for a moment. We can ask for help, seek assistance from a higher guidance. And then, the answer will come. And the answer that comes is characterized by some form of peace.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened. And all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
We are no longer angry or upset, and whatever feelings we had before, humiliation, betrayal, abandonment, we now recognize as perhaps our own projections, mere illusions. We release our brother from our judgments and projections, and in doing so, we also liberate ourselves, potentially healing past wounds in the process. Whatever our brother did that triggered us, we now perceive it at worst as a mistake made by an imperfect human being in this world of illusions. Because in ultimate reality, nothing has ever happened that could truly harm us, nor will anything ever happen. The world we see is a world of illusions. Our brother is not separate from us, and in the ultimate reality, we are all the perfect and holy Son of God. So, whenever you observe your thoughts, don't immediately heed the first voice you hear. Instead, pause, be still, ask for guidance, and listen for the voice that arrives with a sense of heavenly peace.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
Isn't that incredibly invaluable? We now possess a better and more refined compass to navigate our lives, one that guides us towards the best interests of ourselves and everyone we encounter on our journey. The only question that remains is, will we choose to use it? Keep practicing morning and evening, and remember today's idea every hour. When you encounter conflicting thoughts in your head, try to pause and ask for guidance. While you wait for that answer accompanied by peace, remind yourself.
God's answer is some form of peace. All pain is healed, all misery replaced with joy. All prison doors are opened, and all sin is understood as merely a mistake.
You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson. Just a quick reminder, we're currently exploring the section What Am I? If you haven't seen the introduction to this section yet, make sure to check it out. And if you're finding value in these lessons, your support as we continue into 2024 would be greatly appreciated. Click on the Hire Me link or see the video description for more details.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.